Let's go ahead and connect to Superstore TYD second edition. Orders. So the idea now is to allow the users to select which measure to plot. So we're going to plot time series plots, and we want the user to be able to select one of the three measures: sales, profit, and shipping cost. So for us to allow the user to be able to do that, we have to first create a parameter. Create parameter. Okay. So we're going to set up a list in this parameter. So let's call this select measure. Right. And we're going to list the measure names. So this has to be a string. And we will have list here, sales, okay, and the very first one becomes the current value, then profit and shipping cost. Okay. So these are just prompts for users to select from. So now we have to connect the choice that the user makes with the actual measure that needs to be plotted. Okay, so these are simply labels at this point. Okay. So click OK and make this label visible so users can select from. Okay. So the next step is to create a calculated field that uses the parameter, okay, to select the measure. Okay. So let's call this selected measure. So now we're going to check the parameter control to see what the value for that parameter control is, the value selected by the user. So this is going to be an if statement. Okay. So selected measure is the parameter. Okay. That's where the users will make a selection. Okay. So now we're going to check whether that is sales. Okay. If it is sales, then we will set the selected measure to sales. That is a measure. Okay. This is the sales that we have here is not a measure, it's just a label. So we're checking, okay, the label selected, if it is sales, then sales measure is the one that will be assigned to this calculated field. Okay. Then if not, then we have one more if to check, because there are three different values. So now if it is not sales, it could be profit or shipping cost, right? So you have to do an else if. Okay. And again, we have to look at the parameter control and see whether is it profit. Okay. Now that it is not sales, then what is it profit or shipping cost? So if it is profit, then set the calculated field to the measure profit. Okay. If that is not so, then we have only one other possibility now left. So it's not profit, it's not sales, it's not profit, then it has to be shipping cost. So shipping cost. And then we end the if function. So now we have the selected measure. Excuse me?
Do you not need to put select measure in there for the else?
No, see, we don't have to, well, since if it is not sales and it is not profit, then you don't have to check selected measure again, because we know that if those are not the, if it is not sales, it's not profit, then the selected parameter has to be shipping cost. So you don't have to check. See, what the reason why we are using selected measure here is that at the starting point we don't know which of the three was selected. So you have to look into the select a measure parameter.
I was just thinking if in the future there were multiple parameters there, would you need to point at the correct parameter for that one? So by not putting it in this one, could you mess yourself up in the future when you get it broken?
See, there are only three values. We check. Suppose if there are four values, then you check one more. But at this point, I'm not quite sure I understand.
Under the parameters, on your far left,
Here?
What if there were multiple things there? What if you had two sets of parameters there? Yeah, you're saying there's three right now. What if in the future you added an extra parameter?
So you have another select sales or something?
That's right. You decided to add it later, but then this was shipping cost. You would have to go back and change this to
No, because for select measure, this is the only parameter that you have to check. Okay. If you have another parameter, that is for something else. That doesn't affect anything here. Okay. So now we have selected measure. So what we need to do is to plot the selected measure. So take selected measure, the calculated field into row, and it is going to be sales now because sales is the default value, right? And then we want to add month, order date, and change that to month. Okay. Now we want to filter sales to 2014. Okay. So now if you go and change this to profit, then you get profit plotted. If you select shipping cost will be the one that will be plotted. So now we can use this parameter, the selected value for the parameter in the title, okay, so that the title will indicate what is being plotted, right? So instead of sheet name as the title, say time series for, okay, then if you click the insert here, you have lots of options that you can use in the title. Okay, so data source name, data update, blah, blah, blah. And then at the bottom you have the measures that are being plotted in the plot and also the parameter. So if you select that one, then whatever is the value of the parameter select a measure, that string will be displayed there. So what is plotted will match with the title of the plot. Okay. And then you can say for the year, okay, and you can insert that. So well, we want, if you insert that, then you're going to get the month, right? So you don't want that, you want the year value to be Okay, there it is. So that's from the filter. So if you make the filter visible, okay, like show filter, and if you select, instead of 2014 you select 2015, then 2015 will get displayed in the title. Okay. But if you select all of them, then you will say all, or if you select just a couple of them, then those couple of them will be selected there. All right. So if you change from sales to profit, then profit. Okay. But one problem here is that the y-axis is not showing up as selected. It's showing up as selected measure. The name of the selected measure, name of the calculated field that we are plotting here. It doesn't automatically display what is being plotted, right? So this is probably not a big deal because you are displaying what is being plotted here, so you don't probably need anything here. You can lessen clutter by removing that completely, right? It's probably not a big deal. So to remove it, then you can go change, get rid of the title here, then that's gone. Okay. But there is a way to plot the name if you do want to plot it. I just have to have it. Okay. Right? If that is so, then we can put the name of the parameter in the calculated field and use it in front of this. So it will be like create a calculated field, and you don't have something like that, right? Okay, select a measure. So this is the calculated field with just the parameter, nothing else. So whatever the parameter that's selected, that will be displayed here. Okay. So now take that plotted measure and drop it before that. So then you get whatever is selected will be displayed here. Yes. Unfortunately, they don't have a parameter selection for axis title like we have for the chart title. That would be easier. But I don't know, maybe the new versions coming out in Tableau, that's probably one of the features that they may add. Now, if you can change the orientation here if you want it to go this way, then format, alignment, like that, and get rid of that, hide. Okay, so now let's add a reference line to this plot, and the reference line will automatically be plotted for the selected measure. Okay, so it's pretty easy. So all you have to do is, suppose we want an average line, you bring average line, say for the entire table. Okay, so we have the average reference line right there. Okay, so let's go ahead and edit this to show some additional information. So edit. So let's say that we want custom label where we want to say computation equal to val. Okay. So then you have average equal to that. So now if you change from sales to another measure, the average will automatically change from sales to the other measure. So if you change it to profit, then you see it changes to the average now is calculated for profit, and that's what is plot, that the reference line is plotted for that.
You should have one more down. You should have one more down.
How to get this?
Yeah.
All right. The label. Okay. Right click and edit, or you can edit from the bottom here to a thing from here. If you click. Oh. So right click the average line and say edit. Okay, and then here for label, it was, you have these choices. So none will give you nothing at all, right? So value will just simply put the value there. Computation will be what is it? Okay, average. Or you can do a combination of things, like if you select custom and then you select computation. All right, so there was nothing here originally, right? So you say computation, okay, that puts the computation over there, and then a space and an equal and another space, so that gives you average equal to, and then you select value, and then the value will go in there, and then you're done.